Morning everybody. How is everyone? Welcome to my live stream. If you're watching this on TradingView, thank you for watching. It's my second stream on TradingView and I'm excited to be on this platform. If you're watching on Twitch, welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to you as well. Watching on YouTube, I'd love to see a like, comment, subscribe. That would be great. Help the channel out. And if you're watching on Twitch too, let me know in the comments section. I'm here today to try and figure out where exactly this market is right now. Some of these coins are telling me bullish, some of these coins are telling me bearish. I don't know what to do, so I'm going to do some charting and do what I do best. And if you have some questions along the way, feel free to let me know on whatever platform you're watching on. If you have a coin you want me to look at, do some TA on, let me know. We'll do some TA on anything you want. If you have any weird questions about supply and demand or smart money concepts, you can ask away. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris. I'm the Order Block Assassin, and I am a smart money supply and demand trader. I've been learning how to do this for the last 9 months in the Onyx training platform with my coach Nick D. And if you're interested along the way in learning more about that, just hit me up via email, and I'll send you the details on how you can learn how to do this. We have a Discord here with about, I reckon about 200 or 300 people. And we are regularly sharing our charts, our wins, our losses, our lessons, and really it's a great place to be. Charting and trading in general can be a really lonely place. And it's so much easier to learn when you have friends and family behind you and other people who are just as obsessed with charts as you are. And of course, everything I say here is not financial advice. I have no idea of your financial position. And I'm not one to tell you when to invest or not invest. In fact, I don't invest. I'm not an investor. I am a trader. So I buy and I sell, and I use these charts. So, for all intents and purposes, my charts are entertainment value only. But if you want to see what I'm doing, what I do with my money, you can follow along. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and we'll start with some simple charting. Not simple, but we'll start with the basics. We'll start with Bitcoin. Alright. Actually, you know what? We shouldn't start with Bitcoin. We should start with the DXY. That's where I always like to start. Why the DXY? Well, it gives us a sort of finger in the air idea of where things might be going. I said DXI, didn't I? I really should have said DXY. Alright. Looking at the DXY. My previous DXY on my other TradingView account had pictures all over it, so I'm flying blind here. I'm flying blind. What I'm looking for in the DXY when I'm analyzing it is key supply and demand areas and key support and resistant areas. They are similar but different. Okay, similar but different. You can see here, for example, if I draw in, and I should explain too, the DXY is important for us because it shows us money coming in and money coming out. When the DXY is bullish, crypto generally is bearish. And when DXY is bearish, the crypto markets are generally bullish. You can see here, this is a very key area of resistance. Let me go back. The top part above here was an even more key area, and we busted straight through that, which is fantastic. We were all waiting for that. This is another key area here. If we can bust through this area and clear this whole supply and resistance, supply and demand area right here, we should see ourselves fall to our next big level, which would be here, right here. And of course, that means higher prices for crypto. That's what we want to see. Now we have retraced. Retracements are important. We knew the retracements were going to happen. And this seems like a very good level here. It's a key resistant level from the past, so we've been testing this level now. And I think we should retest these lower prices, and looking at the way that this price action has come into this area here, it's completely mitigated all the supply that was put in. Sorry, all the demand actually. This was demand. All the demand is gone. So we should be seeing, and don't quote me on this, but do quote me if I'm right, we should be seeing prices come right through here, maybe a little bit of retest, but I'm expecting lower prices coming in. This looks like very bullish to me. Very bullish. Now, over on Bitcoin, right now, on Bitcoin, as I'm looking at this chart, it seems bearish to me. Right, we've had higher lows coming through this structure. Sorry, lower highs coming through the structure, and lower lows. A brief retracement up to here to retest this area. Now, if I'm going to be taking a short, which I'd like to, I have a few rules. So my short needs to be able to get me a minimum 3 times risk to reward. Minimum. Okay? And that means at a reasonable level that I can assume this price is going to go to. A minimum 3 to 1. So even if this price hits, let's just say midway into this order block that's been sitting there for a while, and this order block has been hit so many times. It's been hit once, twice, 3 times. You could count those 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Now, retail traders like to think that supply and resistance zones, what we may consider in some cases to be order blocks in supply and demand trading, in smart money concepts, they tend to think that resistance gets stronger over time, but that's not exactly how it works. It's not how it works on where it matters, the exchanges, right? Typically speaking, these order blocks here are put here because we know this is where liquidity is. What is liquidity? Liquidity is stops. Stops are sitting here, and every time the prices come down, more and more stops have been going into this zone here. Now, as supply and demand traders, smart money concepts, we would be doing things like longs from this zone here, and we have been. This whole time we've been putting longs here, and our stops have always been really, really safe, well below that zone. Whereas retail traders will try and trade the swing, most likely, and the liquidity is going to dry up. It can only hold for so long. How long can it hold? Well, I mean, we can't predict that, but it looks to me like this is being hit a lot of times, and the reaction coming off this price, well, had a big reaction there, had an even bigger reaction there, right? But the reaction this time has been smaller. So I'm thinking, this is it now. This is the death spiral of this particular price structure. The reaction hasn't been big. We're going to see a smaller reaction coming down, and we may even break free. So what I need this trade to do is give me a minimum 3 to 1 at a reasonable expectation. And if you can get to here, get it around a 3, that'd be lovely. I can play with my stop loss and bring it as tight as I can, but I don't want to go any tighter than that. I want to give this room to breathe, just in case. So I might have to actually change my entry to give me that minimum 3 to 1. Why do I want a minimum 3 to 1? If my win rate is a nice and easy 50%, which you should be able to get eventually, but the trades I'm taking are all 3 to 1, then over time we should see a massive account gain. Now for a trade like this, if I'm correct and I get my 3 to 1 here, if price sort of diddle-daddies around in here, it doesn't look like it's going to have a big reaction, well, I can take my 3 to 1, or I can take a 2 to 1 even, setting my stop loss at a reasonable price down here. But what we're looking for is price to break through, and price to test the lower price structure here. That's what we're waiting for. And that would give me a really, really nice 7.44 risk to reward ratio, which is fantastic. That's what we're looking for. So this, I think, is a reasonable assumption. What if the price comes up in here and just doesn't quite tag me in? Well, I have a few choices I can make, right? I can have this idea as my trade idea for the day, put this on by bit, and just leave it there, just see what happens. Or I could sit here and wait for the trade. I can put an alarm here, which I might do now. When the price does come up into my zone, I'll get an alarm, and I'll come and watch it, and I'll look for that price action. What am I looking for? I'm looking for price action. Where is my... That'll come up into the zone, hopefully rally. Now, if I'm already in this trade, cool, fair enough, I'll be watching. If I'm not in this trade yet, this is the price action I'll be watching for. If the price action comes out of this zone, I'm not interested, okay? But if it breaks down, if I get a reaction of that price, I now know I've got a confirmation that this is the right level for me, and I can put my trade on, and the price will come back, retest this order block, and react even bigger off that. That's what I'm waiting on. So once we see the reaction, I can put on an even better trade. When you see this reaction, if you're lucky enough, not lucky enough, but you know, patient enough to be sitting in front of your charts, looking for this reaction, you can come in and you can put a much tighter trade on, much tighter trade, because you don't need to have the whole big order block, sorry, the whole big stop loss way above the previous swing high. You can come in and you can put your stop loss right down here after reactions happened. So there's the two types of trades that we can do, but this is the one that I'm going to be waiting for today. I've seen a few people in our Discord, well, one person in particular, our coach, I think he's in a similar type of trade already. There's no reason why the price can't come back up and kick me in as well. It does happen. Sometimes these key areas get tested before, you know, the big break happens. So that's my plan for Bitcoin. Now, where I'm confused in this market is the ETH, because this is looking bullish. You can see here I was in a short. I have another short planned here, possibly for later on, but I was in a short. And I took this and I took my trade down to here and got out. Why? I just felt like the price action here was rallying too close to my entry point, and I didn't like that, so I got out for a profit, and it was nice. Why I wanted to short was because we have a lot of stops right here. Stops galore. We've had, not only have we had this order block here, which has been hit once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So this order block here is at risk. It's been hit a few times, and we've had this trend line forming. Now trend lines are really interesting, because trend lines, in my view, and in the view of other traders like myself, that's where smart money, not smart money comes in, sorry, that's where retail traders come in. So two types of things cause stops to be put, even highs, even lows, and trend lines. As the prices come down into this trend line, more stops have been put here. As the price came down and hit this trend line again for the 3rd time, lots of stops got put here. Lots of them. And you can see the reaction that that's had. So what I'm expecting is for a stop hunt to happen, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe another day, but we should be seeing a stop hunt. And once that happens, price will come in, take everybody's stops, maybe come down to about here, and it could bounce back from here. It's been a while since we've had a retracement. I think we're all waiting for it. But to me though, looking at Ethereum, we've had higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It looks bullish, which is kind of why I got out of my trade here, because this looked like a new higher high was forming. So two different structures here. We have what looks to be like a bearish structure on Bitcoin and a bullish structure on Ethereum. Now I did mention the other day in my my last stream, there's times that I've seen where Ethereum has been sitting at the top of its structure quite happily, and Bitcoin was sitting coming down to the bottom of its structure, and then eventually Bitcoin decides to go up. Thanks Tony, you like the streams? Thanks mate. I don't always know where the market's heading, but these streams help me more than they help you, to be honest. I keep doing these to keep myself accountable. I keep doing these to improve my skills. So now I'm glad you like them. But honestly, these are for me more than they're for you. It helps me a lot. It helps me a lot to talk out these what would you call them? Just these thoughts about the charts, because obviously my wife doesn't want to hear them. And my kids, their eyes just roll into the back of their heads whenever I start talking charts. But at least I got a platform here where people can appreciate it. Alright, so I've seen on Ethereum the price stay up to the top of the structure while Bitcoin comes down the bottom of its structure and then comes back up. So that's always an option. And if that was the thinking, you might think you'd want to take a short at the top here, and that's always an option. So if this price action comes up through here and takes this trade out, I can certainly do a short at the top of the structure. And then this becomes more of a question of how do you manage your risk? And how I do it is I've got a lot of rules in place. that I've developed over time. And where are my rules? Here they are. All my rules. If a trade idea that I've got ticks a lot of boxes in the rules, well, I'll do a full 3% risk. So risking 3% of my account size. And if it doesn't tick off all the boxes, well, I'll do less of a risk, or 1% or 2%. Just depends on whether or not a trade idea, in my view, is more or less risky. All right. Chart trader, your wife is the same. You feel my pain, and even if you're a female trader, or well, doesn't matter what gender you are, if you have a partner and they're not into trading, well, you can come here and watch these streams, have your own stream, right? I know there's a fair few really great female traders. A few of them are in our Discord as well. I wonder if they're the same. I wonder if their husbands just glaze over when they start talking charts. Because I think once you got the chart bug, you're in it for life, right? Even when the markets do the complete opposite of what you want them to do, and you've managed to completely screw up your trades for the day, and you're thinking, man, do I even want to be doing this? This sucks. But it draws you back in. It draws you back in. That's what I love about it. Anyway, back to the charts. Alright, so for Bitcoin, overall, I'm pretty bullish. I mean, I'm very bullish on these markets. It's more of a question of what's going to happen now. What's going to happen today over the next 24, 36 hours. And even though I am bullish on Bitcoin, I think the retracement's got to happen, and this looks to me like a good setup for that to happen. And if this does trigger in from here or here, and we start to break from or break through this order block here, that's when I think Ethereum's going to actually come down. So we could, in Ethereum, we could see a higher high up here. We could even see a higher high form up here. This is a key zone right here. We've already broken through this key zone right here. This one is a key resistance zone. So, I mean, that's kind of why I got out of my short there. And probably why I'm not going to go back in on Ethereum at least. Because we have had a big wick up here that's broken free of this structure here. So to me, it seems more logical that we will test up here, and this would be a great place to take a short, I think. But it's not something I'll put the chart on. I'll put it on the chart, but it's not something I'm going to jump in on. It's not going to go right into buy bit. I need to see the kind of price action. If we see like a stop hunt, we see kind of just wicking up, then I'll probably jump in on it. If you're going to do that, word of warning, you want to make sure if we are in the middle of a stop hunt and the wicks are just going crazy up, you need to have a really wide stop, okay? Because if your stop is sitting here or here or here, whoever is putting the liquidity or pulling the liquidity from that stop hunt, they don't care about this or this. They will take your stop. It needs to be very, very safe, away from the zones where you're targeting. Okay, so that's my advice for stop hunts. If you do see the wick coming up and it is wildly moving up, I usually stay well away from it. But there are times when I put trades on, maybe a 1% trade because it's a little risky, at key zones like this, and I fall asleep and I wake up in the morning the next day and there's a wick that's come up, just tapped me in and gone all the way down, and those days are wonderful. Those days are wonderful. Alright, so I'm going to take my previous trade off. You can remember it was right here. Alright, so that's my thoughts on ETH, right? I'm going to leave it for now. I may consider putting this one on later. I may consider. But honestly, I mean, it's pretty good. At the bottom of this structure, you can get a 5.5. It's only going to turn around, I think, if Bitcoin does turn around. And I think Bitcoin's got a little bit more liquidity to take before it does test those lower prices. Alright, now I've got a whole bunch of tabs here of the coins that I'm interested in. The DYD, I was in this short and I took profits at 3 to 1, well, close to 3 to 1, 2.86, pretty close. So I took those profits again. I can see that we were struggling to get through this, whatever order block this is coming from. It's hard to say because we have enough data. Yeah, a tiny order block over here. Where are we? So we are trading inside this tiny block here. Nothing on the one day chart, but on the 4-hour chart there is something there. Just don't know if I can see it this far. Funny how far back these things go. Now, I think it's gonna look. We're trading into this right now, so when something starts to trade into it, it's almost gone. That's what my experience says. When we start trading into the order zone, the order block, and this one was already mitigated, but we're still struggling to get past there. It seems like it's a key resistance zone. So what I thought was I'll take this trade off and I'll take it again. I'll take another short from up here into this. This order block is now within this order block at a key resistance zone up here. So to me that ticks 2 out of 3 boxes. If the price does come up, I'm going to be probably taking that DYD trade. Why DYD? Because it's in the top 10 this week, I think. At least it was last time I checked. DYD, 40 million in volume. Yeah. I've seen it fluctuate up to 100 and 200 million in volume as well. That's how I choose the coins I'm going to trade. Really, it's the top volume traded coins on Bybit. GMT is another one I've been looking at. I did have a trade similar to this at the start of the week, but this week didn't tap me in because usually I'm going for the 50% of the order block, and didn't tap me in. Would have taken profits on that for sure. Would have been nice. But now I'm looking at something like this for GMT because it's easy to here to get it. I can get a 2 just by doing that. But really, we're into this order block down here, which is a breaker block, right? And really, this is probably going to go down to here, giving me a nice 4.94. So that's a trade there I'm looking for on GMT. APT, another one I'm interested in. 2 possible zones here. You can tell I've been busy today trying to figure this all out. This is a key resistance zone that's been broken through. You can see here that we have retested it. We'll probably come up and do another retest. So possibly on this one, we could change things up a little bit. If I really want to get in, put my entry price there. It does make things more challenging though. We have broken through. There's not a lot of structure between here and there at all. And we can get a 3 risk to reward if we take that. And there is a decent chance that that is going to come and tap in your order. There's a decent chance. The stop loss is put at a point where I know if you get tapped out of this, we're bullish. Which is where your stop losses should always be. That's an idea for APT. It may not even get triggered. It may not. We'll see. Now for Matic, I was looking at this today. This was interesting. We've broken free of this previous high on Matic. So we've got a break-in structure. And this is the order block which became a breaker block, which we've been trading into. It's mitigated now, but this now becomes resistance down here. Or it could become resistance. The next level that I think we'll be testing for Matic will be up here at the 1.4 zone, so you could potentially take a long. The long that I'll be looking for, if I'm going to take a long on Matic, I'm going to need to have a retracement. Because I'm short on a lot of things. I'm short on Bitcoin. I am not going to take ETH just yet, but I am kind of short on ETH. So, in thinking that, if the other coins do what I think they're going to do and break, then I need to take a point here on Matic, where I'm going to get a retracement and look for a long. Now I won't put this on. This is just a trade idea. Using the fib retracement, I can target 60 to 70% by targeting this zone down here, which is always what we want to be doing for supply and demand. With smart money concepts, we always want to be looking for a 60 to 70% retracement. This is also a key resistance level. Oh, I thought it was. Okay, it's not a key resistance level, but it is a resistance level. It was resistant from the tops here, and then now it's resistant from the bottom. So it's more or less a resistant level. It's nice. It's not too bad. Take it along from there to the top of the next structure where it's going to struggle to come out above from. We can get a nice 5.77 risk to reward there. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye on. I don't think I'm going to put anything into Bybit today just yet. I'm just going to wait and see. These are the ideas that I'm having. Now for sand, I haven't really done this one today. So it is interesting. We have order block. It's been mitigated before, so now this becomes a breaker block. Okay, and we have an order block up here that we've tapped into. That's drawn out. That order block there. Tapped into in the past. Now, even highs from here. That means we've got stops up here ready to take. We don't have a lot of price structure though. So one of the guys in the group yesterday was asking, he saw this big wick on sand, and he was asking, should we go in for a short? And I said, first thing we have to wait for is price structure to form, and we've got price structure now. Yes, this is a new structure, continuing on from this structure, right? But we have a top and a bottom now. So if you wanted to, I think now you could possibly go in for a trade. What would I be doing? Well, given that these are the two areas here that I think we're going to retest, I think a long might be in order for sand, but I'm not sure, to be honest. You could almost definitely take a short from here, but it's going to have to be a short that you can get a 3-to-1 on. And that's assuming that this price structure will become resistance. So this isn't one I put on until I see the price action. You can get an easy 3 there. Easy 3. As for here, what are we reacting off? We are reacting off. Perfect Money, hello. And hello Casey, thanks for watching. Doesn't matter if you're late, yeah, you can rewatch. You can watch these on Twitch, you can watch these on here on TradingView as well, and you can watch any replays as well on YouTube. So check them out. And if you are interested in learning the methods behind what I do here, I'm not a teacher, just a streamer, but my coach has a trading platform. I'll give you guys a sneak preview. Well, this is just where I advertise my live streams in our trading platform, but these are the kind of results that we're seeing. We always post our trades and our results. It's a whole big family. So if you guys are and you're interested in joining, let me know. My email address is right over here. Shoot me an email. I'll get you in touch with a coach. It is a paid membership platform, and I've learned everything that I know from there. So I think I started trading with Onyx about 9 months ago, maybe longer. I can't remember exactly. After losing thousands and thousands trying to learn to trade, and I gathered together my last $1,000 that I was willing to part with, and I learnt with that $1,000 all the smart money concepts. Sadly, I lost most of it, which is to be expected, I guess. The thing about smart money concepts and the thing about learning to trade with Onyx is you learn to trade with minimizing your risk. So that was a hard lesson for me because I wasn't managing my risk. Once I learned to manage my risk, which was a key point in my turnaround. So learning to stick to my trades that have a minimum 3-to-1, learning to find the trades which not to jump in on, and then learning to actually gauge the risk level and decide how much I was willing to risk. That was the key. That was the key for me to turn around. And from that $100 I had left, I quickly turned around, and within 3 months I had $500, which is a huge big turnaround. I didn't add any more money at that stage into my trading account. I'm now trading with, I think, $1,000 I've got right now, and I want to get to the point where I could add more in there and trade with that, but I want to know that I've done it all, I want to know that it was me and learning that they got there in the end. So, Looking at sand. Alright. You do have some points up here. I'm not going to jump in on these shorts just here. We need to see the price action as it comes in. But these are just ideas. As for where it's going, look, we have this key point of resistance that we're kind of touching on right now. The imbalance that we have is really at this level here. There is a big imbalance. That's for sure. And this is a 4-hour auto block right here. So you could be looking at taking a long from this auto block if the price does retrace down there. It may not, but we'll get to that in 1 second. Let me mark the key areas on sand where it could retrace to. Especially now that we've got market structure. Now, from below this auto block here, we can see here the wicks are telling us that this auto block here was in play. So the wicks are coming in, and the wicks are taking that liquidity out. In fact, it happened here too. The wick took the liquidity from here and it jumped out, creating this price structure here. Now what that tells me is this is a new order block, a fresh order block that hasn't been mitigated. That came from this lower one right here. So just to be sure, I can put my stop loss just below that order block. Gives me a lot of room, okay? Now, we don't want to just think that every single order block that we see, because order blocks are everywhere. We don't want to start thinking that every order block is going to be a winner. Okay, these are possible points of entry, not the only points of entry. So our stop loss needs to take into effect that we could break through this quite easily and hit this bottom one and bounce off that one. Okay, that's why we need a nice big stop. Now we need to go to minimum 3, which we can do at the top of the structure quite easily from here. That seems like a fair trade to me. Now, we may not make it down that far, but if we do make it down this far, I like it because this is a key level of resistance. It's a fresh order block within a larger order block. So this is almost like it ticks 3 boxes. What are my 3 boxes? Key levels for this is my checkpoint here. This is not my only rules. This is just the last rules that I say. Is it a fresh order block inside of a breaker block? We don't have that. We're not inside of a breaker block that I can see, which is okay. It's just if we are, that's not a checkbox. But we are a fresh 4-hour order block at a key support resistance line, and 2 out of 3 is a good trade. 3 out of 3 is ideal, but 2 out of 3 is really good. Now, if we don't make it all the way to the bottom here, because that would be a 100% retracement. If we don't make it all the way down, where can we make it to? You can use our fib, find out where 60% is. And the 60% mark for retracement would be this breaker block right here. Right, so that's a breaker block. I'm going to color that personally in gray. Yeah, I was you, chart trader. You sent the sand to me. Yeah, cool. Now that we've got some price structure, I think we're ready to set some ideas for sand. All right. So we're pretty much at the area where you could consider a long. Can we get at that area there? Can we get a long position? And can we get a 3 to 1? Looks like we can. A nice big stop there. Now these, for me, I love playing on the 4-hour chart. You may choose a 1-hour chart. I love the 4-hour chart because the 4-hour order blocks for me are where it's at. These things are like magnets. Price loves 4-hour order blocks, in my experience. Never had a lot of good luck with the 1 hours, but the 4 hours, especially at key points of resistance. Now, this particular trade here is within an order block. Okay, so it satisfies checkpoint number 1. It's not a key level of resistance. Okay, so we don't have that one, and it is a 60% retracement. That should be actually another checkbox. I don't know why it's not. So there's 2 out of 4 things that it satisfies. So this for me would not be a full 3% risk trade. Okay, this for me personally, yeah, perfect money. I like that idea too. So my goal when I started streaming about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, I wasn't streaming on trading platform. I was streaming on just YouTube and Twitch. My goal was to get better at 15 minutes, and my results were a spectacular failure. So I'm going back to my 4-hour charts. I don't mind taking like 15-minute scalps, but they have to be within my 4-hour trades. So what I'm going to do is find my 4-hour trades, get in on them, and then look for smaller opportunities on a sub account. And if, for those of you who don't know, on TradingView, you can have many accounts. You can set up different accounts here. So I've got a range trading account and I've got a main account, and that way you can have a short, and then you can have a short on the same coin within the short. That makes sense? Another thing to do. Alright. So, sand, yeah, I'll be looking, that is an area that I'll be looking to take a long for sure, and it looks like we're going to see that today, but I don't know if I'm going to put that on because I am feeling pretty bearish on the price structure on a lot of coins today. So, take that TA with a grain of salt, as you should with all TA. I have a feeling we're going to see price break right through this and test the lower part of the structure, so I don't even know if I'm interested in this trade. But you know what, we'll keep it on as a paper trade, okay, and we'll see how we did next stream. Alright, near. Why have I got near? Well, from memory, when I checked the 24 hours, it was still quite well in free volume. 228 million. Now, I haven't done a near chart in ages. What have we got? Let's draw our key resistance lines and support lines. I'd say it's pretty good there. And I like to do we have had a breakout here. Interesting thing about near is, yeah, there's a tiny little order block here on the 4-hour, and we've certainly been testing that. Order blocks for me are purple. And we've had a somewhat decent reaction to that, but not as big as we need. So I think we're going to go higher for near. And there's only a couple of key points where we could go higher too. One would be here. One, of course, is going to be up here. That's a huge, big supply drop there. Massive. Alright. What can we be doing for now? I think it's time to take a short in here. We've left behind a massive order block here. Oops, where did that go? There it is. Before I look at this, let me just draw this out. That is an order block, but it's huge. And it's, I think, a breaker block from here. Okay. Breaker block, which has been mitigated many times. Okay, so that's not even mitigated. And it is almost the resistant line here that we've broken free of. Cool, fair enough. And with the price structure that we have is now well and truly above that. Chart trader, FTM hit its new order block last night. Very weak reaction. You set up for a short this morning. Okay, well, we'll take a look at FTM as well. Alright. So I could now go down to the 1 hour. I might even just check the 2 hour just to have a look. Yeah, that's a massive order block there. Massive. But in the 2 hour chart, we have a smaller order block here that we can almost target. Not almost, we can target. This is an order block within an order block. I like order blocks within order blocks. Okay, and let's just check on the 1 hour. We can hone it in even further. So we got an order block in the 1 hour and the 2 hour within a 4 hour order block. Can we take it short? Target having the higher the structure and the lower the structure, it's only a 2.5. So the choice to make is, do you put a smaller stop loss, or do we move our entry point up? I always like to move the entry point up, even if that means sometimes I don't get triggered in. There we go, 2.99, pretty good. Chances are this price will probably hit this point here, this resistance line, and come back up. But you want to be in this trade just in case it does break through, and you can get maybe a trade down to here. That'd be great. But you want that 3-to-1 right there. All right, that's an idea for near. Let's look at FTM next. Don't I have FTM here? I should. FTM. Alright, so FTM hit a new order block last night. A very big reaction. Was this... Are you talking bullish or bearish? Let's draw some of these out, hey? Oh, this one is sitting here right for the taking. We've got a fresh order block right here, unmitigated. I'm going to grab the two last candles this time, because they're both dojis. The two last candles. How far back does that data go? Ooh, good, got lots of data. Alright. But we are at a key resistance level back here, which is interesting. I wonder if it'll break that. Might do. You could be looking at a long here. It's just, I'm bearish on a lot of stuff. So, I mean, this is just one trade idea. Otherwise, we could be looking on the other end. Order block right here. I think I take that one. Last up candle before the break. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So you're saying you were bullish, but you've changed your bias to the downside. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking pretty bearish. But I think, as far as FTM is concerned, I think it's going to stop right here and bounce up. This is a key level of resistance here. I want to have a bit of room, personally, on this. For this type of a trade. If I was going to watch this price action, you could get a nice big scalp here. In fact, I might be doing that too. While I am bearish in other coins, this is a very key level. You can see over here to the left, we have this same level here as a key resistance level. Now it's flipped. So I like that. And it's coming into that zone now, so be watching. In terms of some bearish ideas, yeah, we could go for a short here. But it doesn't look like it's going to be retesting that anytime soon. That's the thing. And you need to go a lot deeper to get a 3. So, unless you put your entry point halfway in, yeah, you can get 3 there. Okay, fair enough. But no, I'm thinking a long coming into this zone here would be lovely. See, right now, this is also a interesting point here, right? So we have this 1 hour order block sitting right here, and I know there's a lot of retailers When I say retailers, I'm talking about retail traders. There'll be a lot of retail traders putting in support here. And if we have a small reaction of this order block, there's only one thing that means. It means we're going to have money, liquidity sitting right in here for the taking. Alright, so I'm not going in there at all. That's a 1 hour order block. It's not big enough. 4 hours are where it's at. So I'm going to be watching FTM. I think this is an opportunity here today. Thanks, chart trader. Thanks for pointing that out. Alright, what do we got? We've got OPU. Man, what's going on? Have these all been dropping since I've been talking? Yeah, they have. Nice. Which makes a lot of the trades that I've been talking about kind of invalid, and I wish I was still in the trades that I was in last night. I think the market's just decided. Yeah, I think sand's gonna bust right through that. Man, I should have stayed in these shorts, hey. Oh. Come on, Bitcoin, can you break this? Can we break this mark? I reckon it's going to. I think we've come deeper into this zone right now. That's a long wick too. And this is why you shouldn't get out of your trades early. Doesn't matter. I took profit. I got spooked. I took profit. It's okay. It happens. Alright, so if this is the idea for Matic, we're almost coming down to that zone now. I wonder if it's going to... Because for Matic, the other option is down here. It's funny too, we don't usually get this kind of movement at this hour of the day. What time is it? At 1 o'clock over here. 1 PM. Makes my stream kind of exciting. You guys got any coins you want me to do some TA on while we're here? While we watch this. Ah, yeah, we come back down. FTM. I wonder if it's going to hold. For FTM, should be able to get a nice trade on this one actually. So what I've been waiting for, this is really good actually. This is very good timing. What I'm waiting for is a nice reaction. A nice reaction to tell me to jump in. Let's make this trade area a bit smaller. Keep watching. Bitcoin. Here's the thing. A lot of people might be putting their longs of Bitcoin right here too. I don't think it's going to hold. It's not looking good. Usually when it came into here those last few times, it would have a big reaction off. This is going all the way down. In which case, we should be looking down here then for our next levels. Let's do that real quick. Now we do have clustered order blocks down here. Clustered order blocks can make things a little bit confusing. I tend to just treat them as one. Because generally speaking, for me, from what I've seen, if there's an order block and then a close one below, a lot of the time I've seen the market come down to the lower one. So Keep that in mind. BNB. I haven't looked at BNB for a while. Let's take a quick look. Yikes. Come down to, oh, look at this. This is setting up perfectly. It's coming down to that line there, and everyone is putting their stops right now in real time. They're doing this. All the retailers putting stops right there. I think we're going to see price shoot through those. I think this whole structure is going to get taken out. Personally. And once it finds its bottom, I think we're going to go up very quickly. It all depends. It just depends on what Bitcoin's going to do here. GTM and OPU 7% lost. Wow, let's have a look. We do have an auto block right here on OPU, which is nice because it's sitting at the bottom of the structure. We have another one down here. This one has been mitigated before. Last time it had a very strong reaction. So these are the two key points I'll be looking at for OPU. I'll be seeing a break at 21,500K. Let's have a look. I think we are. But honestly, it really depends on the next 15-20 minutes. If we start seeing structure getting formed down here, then I'd say this order block is gone. And I'd be saying we're going to go down. Which kind of sucks because I'm just kicking myself for not staying in those shorts. But it happens, hey, you get spooked. Market gets tricky, and honestly, I'm glad I took profits rather than getting stopped out. Even though I wouldn't have gotten stopped out, but it is what it is. If I had the choice any day, I'd rather take profits. My mic is a little low. Oh, damn. Is that better? I got into OBS this morning. All my settings were changed. Sorry about that. That sucks. Usually my mic's on fire. Oh, not literally. Alright, come on. What are we doing, Bitcoin? What are we doing? Is that better, by the way? That mic level? I assume it's better. It's getting into the yellow. Thanks for letting me know, by the way. All right. Funny because ETH is holding the support line here as this is all happening. Oh, this order block is gone. Well and truly. Well and truly gone. That may become a breaker block in the future, but it's mitigated. Which means for DYD, yeah, where are we going to be stopping? Let's draw some of this in. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got into OBS this morning, which is where I run the streams from, and I camera was gone, my mics are gone. I was like, what is going on? But I add them all back in. We're all good. Just had to get the levels right. Alright, so this auto block down here for DYD. Been hit once, twice with a big reaction. So chances are we're going to come down and to retest this auto block. We have another kind of big auto block right here, but it is fresh, okay? Well, if I thought this was a long opportunity, I'd already be in for sure. It could be a long opportunity, but we're not going to know until we see a reaction. And the reaction is not going to happen in 5 minutes. We're talking like 15-minute reactions here. We have structure in this zone. I reckon in 10 seconds we'll have a third 5-minute candle. The more structure we get inside this block here, the more chance it's going to break. I think it's going to break, honestly. I would have been in a short. It would have been in a short for sure. In fact, I was in shorts, I just got spooked. So I do think this is going to break. And I think I'll be looking to pick up a retracement. I don't think I'm going to go short here because I don't think I'm going to get an opportunity to. But I'm definitely not going long. Not right now. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. This doesn't look great too either because the last few times we've hit in this zone here, we've just made a new lower low. Yeah, I'm streaming this to Twitch, to YouTube, and to TradingView. All three. It is a mixture of all three. Sorry for the confusion. I started on Twitch. But then I realized you could actually, through TradingView, you could stream to both at the same time, and I thought, well, yeah, the Twitch stream is going well, but I mean, there's more traders on TradingView, obviously, so this may as well stream to both. So talking to some people on Twitch, talking to you guys over on TradingView, and I also am streaming live to YouTube. Short-term bottom in, yeah. Let's have a look. You reckon it's going to hold though? I don't think it's going to hold. Ten-second chart. Do you trade on the 10-second? Wow. I got to make your trades in the 1 minute, and I thought that was tough. It's a shame because we were looking so bullish. Ah dear. It's a shame. So SPY, DJ, and the NDQ all down. DXY up, 10-year treasury up equals bearish. You like the 5 and 15-second chart? Yeah, I like the 4-hour. I've had better results at higher time frames for me. But yeah, looking at the last reaction, so this is what I go off, guys. I go off reactions, and this particular order block that we've been sitting inside had some nice reactions in the past, but the last couple of times we've hit off this, there've been minuscule reactions. And this time was no different. We've bounced off there, had a tiny reaction off, and we haven't really bounced from here. It's been a second 15-minute candle created inside the zone. If we're ranging inside of a 4-hour auto block, I think wicks are numbered inside this auto block. Question is, from where do I want to take a short? That's the question. Where do I take a short from? And there is a little opportunity here. We could see this auto block here come back into play. It was the last up candle on the 4-hour chart before we broke structure. Just get this perfect. Now I could be looking for structure as the candle comes back up, which it might do. I'm thinking it will, but I'm thinking this is going to be down from here. So this is an idea here. Even at the bottom of this structure, it's nearly a 3. What's the real-time data? 4-4. That's FTM. Two 2-6-1-4. It's close. It's close enough. For me, it's close enough. You might like living on the edge. I think I'd give myself a hernia. Now within the 1 hour, so that is a 4 hour order block, and we can even make that smaller because we have a 1 hour order block right here, which my entry point kind of touches on right there. Alright, so that's an idea there for Bitcoin. I'm not going to put it on. I'm going to wait. I'm just going to watch and wait for these candles, because ideally it'd be great if I could get a wick. What happened to here? Yeah. It's not unfortunate. With this particular indicator, the trades typically last fairly long relative to time frame. Entries on a 1 minute time frame can signal moves that last 1 to 2 hours. What particular indicator? Oh, I don't use indicators. Indicator free trading right here. No indicators needed. Depends. I know what you're saying. You can react faster to real-time data if you... Yeah, sure. Now I've got a mate who trades on the 1 minute, and he's a gun on it. He's a gun on it. You know, but at the same time, I'm not there yet. Bulls are pushing this up. So we have reacted to this order block within an order block. Let's look at the... Is there a 4 hour? Probably not. I'll take a look. Okay. Within this 4 hour order block, we have a 1 hour order block down here, which has really been the order block within the order block that's been feeding all of these, and it's been nearly completely and utterly obliterated. It's gone. But we have reacted off it. So the question now is, where can we pick up a scalp? That's what I'll wait for now. FTM, I think this is off the tables for me. In fact, all longs will be off the tables for now. For me, anyway. Because we need to wait for Bitcoin to settle. How's ETH looking? ETH is still holding. And there could be an entry point right there for an ETH short if you really, really desperately wanted to get in. But no, for me, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It's at a point now where not a lot of point jumping in. The market has moved. Now we should let it show us where to act. Alright. What's the DXY look like? It hasn't even moved. So that big move came from nothing. Yeah, we had reactions of that. Sand. that was the move to make, it would have triggered in, so that would have been live, but didn't take that trade. Matic hasn't come low enough yet. But at this point, I'm only looking for shorts, I think. Yeah, it's not looking good at all. For Bitcoin, you estimate this bounce lasts until around 2280 and 2280.80. I mean, I can't disagree with that. Except, I'd go a bit higher. You looked at 1 month on stocks that you follow and you ranked them to see if they were actually going up or bouncing, as opposed to catering or sidewinders. I don't do stocks. I did do for a while, but I decided just to focus on crypto. It's been a weird market these past 2 weeks. Lots of different signals coming in, right? Alright, well look, I think I'm going to have to let the market do what it needs to do. Alright, I'm gonna give this another hour or so and see where things are at, but for now I'm going to actually sign off. I will wait for Bitcoin to bounce and then I'll probably be taking a short from up here. What sort of short would that be? Well, okay, it is at a level of resistance. Not a key level, but it is an important level of resistance. So I'd probably be looking at a scalp here. I probably wouldn't risk more than 1%, I think. You've got a great short on sand. Where do you take a short? Up here, fantastic. That's a lovely trade. Well done. Congratulations. Impressive. Is that on the 1 minute? I'm just thinking on BNB. I really think for BNB, there are so many stops here. I'm just wondering how I could get in on a short on BNB now that we've broken. I'll have to wait for a retest. Alright, yeah, I'm going to log off. I'm going to wait for some more structure to tell me where to go. Make some decisions. I do have a feeling I'm just going to break straight through here. But if we do retest, I'm going to jump in on that. And then for that, guys, I'm off for the day. Hope you guys have a great day trading. Hope your trades are all successful. And I will see you the next time I'm on. Probably in a day or so. Alright, take it easy, guys.